Welcome to my YouTube channel and today's micro lesson, which is on Jingo. This is a grade 8 piece, and it's an interesting combination of funk and ragtime. People have asked me why it's called Jingo, and in fact I was working with a Yamaha drum machine back in what it looks like 1989, and there's a setting on it called Jingo, and I just used the rhythm of that setting, just a drum pattern, to get myself started on writing this piece. You need to keep a very strict beat with this piece, and also it's going all over the place in terms of the piano, so it requires you to have a real feeling for where you are on the piano. I think that's the way to put it. I prepared a performance of this earlier on my grand piano downstairs. I thought it would be fun for you to see the composer play this on his own grand piano, so I'm going to play you that now before I talk a little bit about the preparation of the piece for examinations, or indeed just for general performance. So first thing to note is, again, as with me, very specific phrasing. You have double forte, and if you look at the way I'm playing that first staccato chord, I'm dropping with quite a bit of arm weight because it's double forte, and bouncing straight off the bottom of the key, and then another drop. And even though it's double forte, I'm shaping the phrase away. Excuse my wrong note, there we get the idea. So that's the first thing. Left hand, what I quite like, it says on the book that you should put a tiny amount of pedal. You're just colouring those left hand chords like that. So a good drop of the arm, but a little bit of pedal as well. When it gets to the next bar, of course, it's completely dry. And now this is a very good exercise because it has accents on the offbeats. Drop, drop, drop. But on top of that is a crescendo. So I'm trying to start mezzo forte and graduale, and the left hand takes an important role playing. It's probably slightly easier with the left hand because of course the left hand is all accents. But that again, make sure you start mezzo forte and build that up. So that's the first idea, and that is repeated. Then, this is the really exciting thing, you've got the left hand doing a kind of ragtime thing. And I'm talking as I play, because what I want to do is make that feel like it's automatic, and I could almost do it without looking. And you want to be just as relaxed as you can possibly be in terms of your wrist. There we go, I've got that pretty well. The right hand says non-legato. So that's very interesting, isn't it, that you've got something which is non-legato. Every note is got a little kind of drop. It's also mini drops there. And again, crescendo, and then you're into that there. Bear in mind, as I always like to do, grace note, play both notes at once, but let the first note go, like that. And notice how I'm shaping that phrase off. And these are interesting as well. Down, up with the wrists. So very specific way of playing those. And here, again, it's exactly the same movement. And because I'm dropping and I've got curved fingers, I'm ending up with a nice sound on that, even though they're accented. So don't ever get a harsh sound. Now, the next section is really fascinating because you've got this kind of funk thing. So again, get used to the idea. So I'm drop, 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 and then drop for the first note of that phrase. And this is very legato. Pedal down, hold it down. Okay, so you notice I've got the pedal down through those. It's a really effective then. And then pedal, pedal, pedal. So do follow the pedaling instructions. They're very specific and I think they're really effective as well. So you've got a kind of restatement there. And what I like here is the piece gets quieter and quieter. Don't get slower, but go as quietly as you can. MF dim. So you're going right down perhaps to pianissimo. Then what happens over the page, it's not that loud. And notice I've got a little bit of an accent on the top note of that phrase. And also a little bit of an accent on the first note of every phrase as well. That's how I think of it anyway. Left hand, meanwhile, is doing this very relaxed. And I want you to be kind of off the key. I'm not trying to keep myself in position because you can't do it. So really, here's the first movement. Here's the second movement. But each one is a kind of separate movement. You can see the way I'm playing it, how that sounds and what you should be doing there. Now, fascinatingly here, you get into triplets against twos. And the pedal all the way down, which is very effective. So you're just creating a welter of sound, ending up with this very big climax. And that's marked with pedal as well. And that is dry, but pedal here. So you can see I'm pedaling every da-da-do-do-do. They've all got pedal. Then you got the restatement, obviously, and the whole thing goes to this getting quieter and quieter thing. Now, the fascinating thing about this, am I going to do it? Nearly. So that you go to the opposite end of the piano with only a 16th note to get there. There's certain pieces, I think there's one at the end of the Chopin First Scherzo was like that. We have a grace note chord and opposite end of the piano. And I heard at least one performance by somebody I knew where they hit the wrong note at the top of that at the very end of the scherzo. So that can happen, but you've just got to go for that. It's fantastic. But you're also, keep your fingers curved when you hit that top C at both sides. And, well, what can I say? Good luck with this one. It's a very dramatic piece. It has a great backing track. You do look for that. It's also available on SuperScore, so do look for that on the iPad. All the rock preludes are there, and you can practice them using that, where it page turns for you, and you can also have just the backing track and different mixes to work with and all sorts. That's good fun. So Jingo, I look forward to hearing some great performances. I've heard many of them live around the world, and it's often played extremely well by students who are tackling it. So thanks for listening. Do like and subscribe. See you on the next micro lesson. Bye for now.